month's newsletter. I'm Phyllis Brown. I'm here talking about what's happening in our day-to-day lives, or what the month has been like. Now, June has been a really interesting month because for many people it's been about retracing your steps. So where we thought we'd been doing some healing, we've had to reface or rehash some emotional discomfort, if you like, that we thought we'd sorted out in many moons ago. And I think for people, they get a little bit frustrated or they feel a little bit fed up because they feel they have covered these issues or they have done the healing work, and yet something sparks in them, a memory, or someone will say something to them, and all of a sudden we're reinviting or we're reinvestigating or reattaching to some long lost feelings. I know for myself, I've certainly had a month like that through just a simple phone call from someone, and all of a sudden I felt I was back in my childhood and having to deal with it. And I thought I'd dealt with that. It's one of the really common things that I get when people come to see me. They'll say, but I thought I'd dealt with that. I thought I'd done that sort of healing process, Phyllis. And here I found myself in the same situation, asking the same questions and doing a little bit of soul seeking. For myself, with this particular phone call, it was really quite simple. It just stirred up some old behaviours, and I actually just didn't own it. I just thought, oh, yep, I understand where that comes from, and I understand what I'm feeling, but it isn't who I am now, and I don't need to spring into action. I don't need to rescue anybody. I don't need to rescue myself. I just need to acknowledge that that's who I used to be, and I'm not that person now. One of the key things that we forget is that we are multidimensional beings. And one of my Reiki Master's favourite sayings was, when you think it, you are it. So when you think a thought about something happening, it's already being played out in another dimension. Now that's quite a big aspect or a big thing to look at, in that here is Phyllis Brown sitting here in New Zealand, but there could be a Phyllis Brown in another dimension going through similar sets of circumstances, almost like that sliding doors, if you like. I'm having an existence here, but an existence somewhere else. And so therefore the layers that you're healing in this lifetime or in this particular existence will be having a knock-on effect or being revisited in another dimension. So we want to get all Big Bang Theory and quantum physics. It is one of those possibilities, or string theory, where we've got this multidimensional consciousness that is going through similar situations. So don't be surprised if something that you felt you have fixed down here or you've conquered down here in terms of being in control of yourself is still popping its head up for you to look at. In fact, one of the topics we looked at in the monthly meditation was self-mastery and the ego, because sometimes our ego stops us from healing. Sometimes we do come across as, well, I've dealt with that, I don't need to deal with it again. And our ego is saying, well, why should I go there? Why do I have to go through that again? I'm better than this, or I know what I'm coping with. However, it isn't really about the ego, and it's not about having healed yourself. I think we were constantly on a healing path. I don't know if we ever get to the end of that. Maybe that's something you look at when it comes to your mortality. But if you're on your spiritual path and you are clearing away layers and layers and layers of emotional debris, then it's really important that when something does resurface, which is the theme of the newsletter, then just quickly look at it. It's not that you have to go through all the drama, but look at it and think about, is that who I am? Is that my process now? And can I just let that go? And the ego will allow you to do that. Remember, you are this person. You don't have to live a life of suffering, or you don't have to live a life which is filled with pain. So we have to just keep going through the process, acknowledging, letting go, acknowledging, letting go. And one of my most popular handouts that I put out on my blogs or on my Facebook page is exactly that. It is about you acknowledging who you are and letting it go, not holding on to it, but when things do reoccur, then just have a little, be compassionate towards yourself and just give yourself that time. It could just be a 5-minute look, it could be a whole day. I know for me it was a couple of days when I suddenly remembered why I was feeling a little bit upset about something and where that memory came from, and then I knew exactly what I had to do or what I actually didn't have to do. That was the big thing for me. I didn't have to go into any kind of drama. I'm hoping that as we come into June time and we're moving into those winter months, especially down here in the southern hemisphere, we will get quite introspective. So now is the time to really revisit who you are and make sure that the layers of the onion are being peeled away so that you can be really just who you need to be that whole, complete self, and have that sense of self-mastery. Be interesting in this month's meditation where we're looking at the laws and how the spiritual laws affect us, and that will all be part of what this month's all about. I'm sure it will. So the law of flow, the law of success, the law of reflection and perception, it's all coming into play so far with the clients that I've had. So it's a really interesting time. Mirroring and reflection seems to be the really big theme so far, and we're only at the 9th of June, so it's a big month for you out there. So take note of the spiritual laws and make sure that you understand the part that you play in, or that they play in your day-to-day life. We've got our new webinars starting. We've got another test session happening this evening, and I'll be running a series of angel webinars. So for those of you who have missed the angel classes and you'd like to connect to the angels, it's $10 a webinar. I'll put it on my website and you can book in and you'll get the links, etc., and the passwords. So it'd be delightful just to see you there. And this is getting away from doing my evening classes differently and reaching a wider audience. So for those of you who live far and wide, you can link in and be part of an angel community. And I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be a really interesting time. I'm hoping that I'll see some of you on my intensive courses. We've got the Sacred Path course. We'll be working in the teepee over the weekend, creating our beautiful Native American mementos and linking into what that culture has to offer us and how it's really still relevant to us in our day-to-day living. We've got a weekend intensive crystal course. So it's all go here at the Phoenix Light Foundation. Angela is putting out dates for the up-and-coming angel course, and Sherilyn today, she's just said she'd quite like to help with the shop because I've got lots of new stock in, so we'll look forward to putting some of those products and getting the shop up and running in a more functional way on the website, so you can buy your incense and your salt lamps and your crystal kits, etc. So it's all evolving, and that's the really key thing. Life is a journey and life is about evolution. I hope you've enjoyed our little video clip, and remember, if you are revisiting some old emotions, don't let your ego say you've been there, seen it and done it. Look at it again. Just give it a little part, a little aspect of your thoughts. Own it and then let it go then. And hopefully that will be that layer of the onion finished for once and for all. Until August time, until next month, you guys take care and thank you for joining me. Remember to subscribe, just to press the button at the bottom here, and please, please, please share the video out if you feel it's been valuable. Take care for now. Namaste.